far different than 10 years ago. They are better built, and the quality overall is much more competitive with what you would see from a US automaker or from a European brand.
In a world where the road to an electric future seems uncertain, Nissan's bold commitment to full electrification by 2030 shines as a beacon of innovation and sustainability. Nissan just made a historic statement that demonstrates its dedication to a more environmentally friendly future. Nissan has promised to speed up its electrification efforts in spite of the UK's decision to postpone its 2030 ban on the sale of new petrol and diesel vehicles until 2035. It has been declared that by 2030, all cars sold in Europe will only be electric-powered. This courageous action demonstrates Nissan's ongoing commitment to fostering a sustainable future, regardless of outside pressures and market trends. The leadership at Nissan is adamant that this strategy change towards electrification is an ethical and essential course of action. Makoto Uchida, the CEO of the company, said that it was the right thing to do for the world, as well as for their company and their clients. Nissan's choice demonstrates its dedication to lowering carbon emissions and supporting the international effort to tackle climate change. The UK's decision to postpone the ban on the sale of new petrol and diesel vehicles has drawn criticism from the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders, a significant trade association for the automotive industry. They worry that consumers may be discouraged from switching to electric cars as a result of this delay. Nissan's forthright declaration of their confidence in the unavoidable move towards electric vehicles, however, is what led them to decide to become all-electric by 2030 in Europe, despite this regulation change. By the end of this decade, Nissan plans to introduce cutting-edge battery technology with the goal of drastically reducing the time and cost involved with charging EVs. Nissan will move to all-electric vehicles in Europe by 2030. Nissan CEO Makoto Uchida said, "We think it's the right thing to do for our company, our customers, and the environment." In a BBC interview, Mr. Uchida highlighted the company's commitment to lowering the price of electric vehicles with the goal of making them comparable in price to petrol and diesel automobiles within the following few years. He emphasized that their strategy takes into account supplier cooperation, technology improvement, and government participation to achieve cost competitiveness for customers. He was addressing the Paddington, London, unveiling of Nissan's Concept 2023 design. Uchida unveiled the urban athletic design from a floating platform on Regent's Canal in front of the Nissan Design Europe office. At that structure, and its neighboring Nissan Technical Center Europe, Nissan announced intentions to invest €40 million, around £35 million in new personnel, technology, and facility improvements. At the latter location, it will spend more than €26 million on electrification projects alone. Autonomous vehicle research is being conducted at the Technical Center. The goal of the government-funded study is to create a self-driving vehicle that can safely go across residential, urban, and rural areas. The plan entails the development of maps and technologies that enable the vehicle to handle a variety of various on-road circumstances. To lessen Europe's reliance on China for vital minerals like cobalt and lithium, which are essential in the supply chain for EVs, MPs, and automakers, are lobbying. In response to competition from China, automakers have also requested a postponement of post-Brexit duties on exports of UK and European vehicles. Nissan, which employs 7,000 people in the UK, will shortly introduce 2 new electric vehicles in Europe. A car that will replace the entry-level Micra, and another that will be constructed at Nissan's sizable Sunderland factory, as part of a $1 billion initiative. The escalating rivalry between Chinese businesses in China and overseas also gave Nissan the push it needed to finalize a protracted agreement to reorganize its partnership with Renault early this year. After Carlos Ghosn, the former chairman of both companies who had been pushing for a complete possible merger, was detained in Japan in 2018 on allegations of income concealment. The fragile alliance between the global manufacturers, which had been a source of stress for decades, threatened to fall apart. Electric cars are already a reality, rather than just an idea for the future. By pledging to become completely electric by the year 2030 in Europe, Nissan joins alliance member Renault, as well as competitors Volvo and Ford, who also have similar intentions. This transition to electric cars is not just about being competitive in the market. It is also about encouraging green mobility and helping to build a sustainable future. EV is the ultimate mobility solution. More than 1 million customers have already joined our journey and experienced the fun of a Nissan electric vehicle, and there is no turning back now, said Makoto Uchida, Nissan president and CEO. EVs powered by renewables are key to us achieving carbon neutrality, which is central to our Ambition 2030 vision. Nissan will make the switch to full electric by 2030 in Europe. We believe it is the right thing to do for our business, our customers, and the planet. We are looking at it from the point of view of the technology, from the point of view of cooperating with suppliers, and of course working with the government on how we can deliver that kind of cost competitiveness to the consumer. Nissan is not only leading the car industry in innovation and battery production, but it is also making a difference in the worldwide battle against climate change. This action demonstrates Nissan's commitment to innovation, environmental responsibility, and the capacity of electric mobility to change the world. Nissan is playing a critical role in directing the automotive industry's trajectory towards a greener, more sustainable future by embracing a future dominated by electric cars. It also establishes a standard for other automakers to match. The difficulties, though, are numerous. There will be enormous technical and infrastructure changes. Grid capacity, power demand management, and the accessibility of charging stations are crucial factors that need thorough design and analysis. Furthermore, the alteration in market dynamics necessitates a recalibrating of supply networks, production methods, and worker competencies. Nissan's aim is crystal clear, but the general level of consumer acceptance is still an unquantifiable factor. It is undeniable that EV market penetration is growing, but it is still unclear how quickly customers will accept this new normal. Also worth noting are the differences in acceptance rates between urban and rural settings, with rural areas perhaps experiencing slower assimilations owing to infrastructural and perceptual issues. 2030 goal is a motivating roadmap for the sustainable future of the car industry. Aligning corporate objectives with environmental sustainability is an admirable endeavor. The path is complicated and full of unknowns and difficulties, though. Realizing this electric ideal requires the coordination of technological advancements, market dynamics, consumer attitudes, and governmental environments. Although there is a long and twisting path ahead, Nissan's commitment to making the world a better place for everyone is a trip worth following. What do you think about the ideology of Nissan? Do you think it will revolutionize the whole world? Do let us know in the comments and subscribe to our channel.